Hello everyone, and welcome back to Allthemod 6. Oh, we're falling over the place. Last episode, I kind of forgot what we do. I tend to forget what we do until I remember. That's a thing. That's the thing that exists. We defeated the Chaos Guardian. It was quite the adventure. It was a very, very confusing battle, but hopefully that video will help you understand, I guess, how it's done. Because it's not your typical battle. There's a little bit of thinking involved, I guess. But then we got 10 of these shards. They're actually hidden underneath where the dragon died. I had to dig them out. These guys, they can make this improbable probability device, which honestly, I think just from memory, that was like the hardest part. Like, what's this thing? Obsidian skull. Yeah. So we might actually be able to make this in this episode because this stuff's like pretty easy to make. And it can also be used in the pulsating black hole awesome Uru metal. Which we can actually make. We can actually make that metal, but well, I guess it can be used in tools, and it can also be used to make Milnia. I don't know. I don't really know what we're doing. What about the black hole? What else does this need? Zorothium void miner. We can do that. The rest of this stuff I've never seen before, except for like a few of this stuff. The creative energy cube. I was under the assumption that it would need a ATM star. Okay, that looks doable as well. You might also notice I might be a little bit nasally. I've got quite a bit of hay fever again today. So I do apologize if I sound a little bit weird. These bees are getting closer. Another thing that I wanted to do, it was going to be my main focus for this episode. I want to figure out a way to automate changing these lenses. Right? I've figured out that, as you can see, there's a lens in here. That lens isn't actually in there. It's a visual bug. You can tell because, well, the beam is white below there. It's not actually brown. But what we can do is we can go ahead and change this like so. And that should empty the chest. And inside here, once it updates, the laser should turn brown. This should be working. Yep, as you can see, it just turned brown. So it's doable, right? We can do it. It's just figuring out how to do it. And then my plan is that, like, let's say we need some, I don't know, dirt or something. We can have it change what's in here. We could even possibly change the resource miner. Well, no, I guess not maybe, because it doesn't attach to the ground. Do you think it's doable? Like, could we change the memory that's actually in the thing? I would imagine maybe, no, that's the laser core. Up here on the Zorothium void miner? Does that attach? No, sadly it doesn't. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that maybe there's a way to do it. If there is, let me know. To actually pull out this flash memory, but not that I know of. All right. Yeah. So in terms of figuring out how to automate this, it's a bit tricky. I'm thinking that what we can do is we can use these pipes possibly with some like redstone attached. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think. I'm gonna have to think really hard about how we can do this. And then if I can't do that, I guess maybe we'll just try and build the rest of these things. All right, actually, I do have an idea. It clicked in my head. I have something to think of. I'm gonna entangle this lens holder. We're gonna go ahead and pick up this thing, pick up that, and I'll go and see if I can set something up. I have an idea. Where can we put this? Do we want to put it on the roof, or do we want to like hide it back here somewhere in one of these little like working spots? I think I do want to keep it as part of like this whole line system that I do have. So what I might actually do is build this pipe up. Okay, so I'm going to place it here. We can go ahead and entangle it. This is our laser lens holder. Beautiful. I apparently put my pipes... Oh, no, I have them on me. I'm just going crazy. That's all it is. That's all it is. So this should be fine. What's the easiest way to have, like, a redstone signal touch this guy? Like, do I actually want it to be specifically here, or do I want it back a bit? Hmm. You know, I changed my mind. I do want it down here because I want it to be a little bit different than usual. I want to be able to place the pipes sort of like this. I think this will be good. One of these is going to be like an output pipe, right? So this guy here. He is going to need to have a pipe upgrade. I guess we'll grab these ultimate ones just so that we get access to all of the options here. I want this to be on when powered. That's what we're going to do. This guy is going to come from... How do I want to do this? I sort of feel like I need an individual chest for every single color. Does that seem doable? That's probably the better question. Does that seem doable? Maybe let's see. Like, my idea, right, is what if I do something like this, right? Place all these chests like that. We can have the pipes in front of them, like so. And then each of these pipes as an extractor with this in it, on when powered, and it has its own redstone signal powered from this way. I think that will work. Should we do a test run? I guess we should test with one of them before we test the rest. So I'm gonna search a lens. Here we go, lens. Let's get, for instance, light blue. Light blue is going to go in here. Oh, actually, I've already realized I think I need to move everything forward one. Okay, so on when powered, I've moved it forward a bit. And this guy will obviously have a light blue lens in it, so that should be good. We're going to make sure that all of these will be extract. We don't really need to set them up just yet. That will go into here. This guy on the output, I believe in order so that I can have, like, the items go specifically where I want them, I think we'll end up using integrated dynamics. Because I much prefer the filtering. It makes a lot more sense than with pipes. The pipes filtering, it just baffles me, I'll be honest. And I think we want an item exporter. So I think what I do now is I have this connected on here, so an item interface, and that essentially makes this lens holder like a storage system, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to output the lens from that storage system into these chests. So for instance, we'll have all the light blue lens export into this guy, and then I guess there's a brown lens in there that will export into this guy. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. So all that's left is to grab the pipes. Oh, I actually have them on me. The logic cables. So place these along here. We'll obviously need to set up some filtering as well. So I will need a logic programmer. This guy here, portable logic programmer. And then just a variable card. A lot of these are just like spare ones, so I can use these or I can use fresh ones. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so the first example, we have the light blue here. We're going to open our logic programmer, click on item, place the light blue lens there, and then place in our variable card. And that makes it so that specifically that light blue lens, I'm hoping it's specifically that, even though it just says lens. I'm a little bit worried now. Why doesn't it say light blue lens? I guess it's a lens, and it's specifically the NBT data that is needed. Do you think this keeps that in mind? Do you think it's aware of this? Oh, you know what it does? Variable card, and we can read through that, and it does say, just towards the bottom, Envirotech light blue. Okay, so I think this should work. We're going to place the light blue one in here, export item, light blue lens. And then I guess we can keep our lens in here for now. We have this guy set up to on when powered. We'll set all of these guys up to be on when powered just to make sure that nothing crazy happens. I'm feeling confident. On when powered. Okay. Another thing we'll need to do... Oh, how do I do this? I kind of want it to only happen when it gets a redstone signal. Is that doable? Ideally, what I want to happen is for this guy to be possibly an item importer. Let's have a look. Item importer. Open this up. Import all items. And then can I make it only when it gets a redstone signal? How do I do that? Passive interaction? If the target may insert... Alright, do you know what a simple solution is? It might not be the prettiest, and I'm sure I'll be told how to do this properly later. But we can just place a chest right here. And we can use our item pipe, like so. Have it extract. So already this should, yeah, put a brown lens in there. That's fine. We're going to put in our ultimate pipe and make it require redstone on when powered. And then when we hook up all of our wiring with the wireless redstone, we can just have this one act as the like buffer system, like the filtering system. And then this guy here can just be an item interface. So this guy's still there. Beautiful. I should be able to grab another variable. Grab whatever. It doesn't really matter. Item. Place our brown lens. Place our variable card. And where do we want that to go? I guess it can go on this one. It doesn't really matter. There we go. Now if I place this lens here, it should get put away. If I've done everything correctly. So far, not so good, if we're being honest. Oh no, there it is. It is in there. Beautiful. Okay. Wonderful. How beautiful is that? So... Ooh, what? Ooh, hold on. What will be the easiest way to do this? Because when I have this extract, I do not want this to also extract. You know what I mean? But I also do. Where would I need the delay? I would need this guy to trigger first, and then this guy to trigger second. Okay, it's doable. Hopefully you guys are following along with my thought process. And just to recap, the reason why I want to be able to change the lens is I don't want to have one void miner for every lens color. That it just seems a bit overkill. I would much prefer like, oh, we need redstone. I'll have like a button system in my base, and I'll just click on red, and then I'll know that the lens has been changed to red, and we'll be getting redstone. That's my thought process here, my plan, and I think this will be pretty cool if I could do it correctly. All right, so the wireless I sort of want to happen like this. We'll have a transmitter somewhere else, right? It'll be somewhere else. We will have a receiver here, and I think that will apply to this. I think that's how it works. Then over on this side, we'll have the receivers sitting in front. I'm just making sure there's enough room. Yep. The receivers here will sit in front. It's fine. I think it's fine if a redstone signal, say, hits this redstone receiver and then also applies to this and this. Because when it applies redstone to this one next to it, I don't think it then carries it across. I don't think that's how it works. I guess we're going to find out pretty soon. What I should probably do, just to test this a little bit better, is place this guy... Oh, I want to go back. Place this guy in here, just so I have them next to each other. So, like, I've got the light blue already set up, and now we'll have the brown set up, just so that we can, you know, be sure that it's working. Then this should apply there. That should be fine. Okay. I think everything's fine so far. We'll get our 3 different GPS here. GPS card will go... I'll keep that separate. Alright, I've bound the other 2. They all go there. This third one is for this guy. And how do I want this to happen? I think... honestly, I need to move it over here to just get a little bit more room. I think it's very messy. So we'll have 1 redstone transmitter. I'm gonna need another redstone transmitter as well, I think. Alright, the other transmitter will go, I guess, here. Maybe over another one. This guy's gonna be our second one. No. Yeah, it is gonna be our second one. So this one's first. So that first redstone signal will go to the back here. And what that will do is it'll take out the current lens. So it'll take out the lens. Then once it's done giving out its signal, so we'll have a bit of a delay happen here, I guess. Then the other ones will trigger. How do I know which one to trigger, though? Do I need a specific wireless redstone transmitter for every single color? I think I do. Oh, God, that's going to be a big mess as well. Do we know how many different lenses there are? Okay, there are 16. I've gone ahead and counted. There are 16 different colored lenses. There's also crystal lens. I'm hoping they don't matter. 16, 15. There's roughly 16. So what do we have? We have 9 here. So if we were to just put some more, I think we can fit it all here, right? Okay, so that's 16 right there. A wall of 4. That works. That's doable. Over here, we could also do a wall. Okay, let me order some of these transmitters. We're going to need what? Like, roughly 15 more, I think. Oh, what are we... We're missing wood essence. Really? We're not actually missing it. It's just from the last episode, I forgot to move it. We're also going to need to get rid of the quartz from here. So, draw a key. Right click again. Beautiful. My current issue now is how do I make it so that only one has a signal apply to it? Is that easy to do? Let me get some redstone. And I guess a repeater. We could use the tiny redstone once we get this set up, I guess, just to make it look a bit neater. But temporarily, we'll do things the big way. If I, for instance, have redstone here, and I run it like this, and then do this and this, does that work? I'm not sure. Let's get a button, just a stone button, and if I were to push this, oh yeah, sort of applies to. Oh. Wait, what am I doing? Boom. Okay, that looks like it only applies to one. Let's check this. Huh. Really? Why? I guess, is it because I've got nothing in there? It's because I've got nothing in there. Okay. So if I were to put stuff in there now and do this, it lights them both up. It does work that way. So what's the better way to do this? How do I do this smarter? Alright, already I've had a complete change of plan. As you can see, I've been messing around, trying to see if there was a smart way to do it. There probably was, but we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna skip a step. Oh, I'm making a bit of a mess. And I know what to do. Okay, I know exactly what to do. It's gonna be amazing. What we're gonna do is we're going to use a button screen module and some redstone receivers. It's gonna be pretty neat, assuming this works. There's been a point in the past where I believe I corrupted some chunks with a wireless screen. So what I might do possibly is put it into like a compact machine so that like if it breaks we can just, I guess, get rid of the compact machine. That probably is smarter, right? Is that a good idea? Maybe not. We'll find out. You know what we like to do here is take really unnecessary risks. So here we go. This is a nice chunk, and we're going to go ahead and make sure we've got it claimed. We're going to remember those coordinates in this video if we ever need to completely void this chunk. So there we go. Beautiful. Okay, so what's next? Screens, right? So I need to make a screen, or I guess I have a screen, so that takes care of that issue. Let's go back in and set up our screen. So this guy here, honestly, I probably want more of them. I want it to be a nice big screen, so let's go ahead and make some machine bases and a few more screens. Alright, to power these screens, we're going to need a screen controller. So this guy will just go here. He does need power, so we're going to have to get a flux point. Should be nice, quick, and easy. Hook this guy up, and he should now be powering them. Oh, we got to click scan. There we go. And now, yep, now they've got power. Beautiful. Okay, so these have power now. You can shift right click on them to see what's inside of them. It's pretty neat, I guess. But we don't have anything to put in them just yet. What we're going to want to make are some of these button screen modules. So we'll get 2 for now. We are going to need some more buttons, it looks like, but these should be phenomenally easy to make. Next, we're going to need redstone receivers. I'm going to be using the ones from RF Tools Utility since they have, you know, the built-in things that I need. We're going to go ahead and run back over here. We're going to have our redstone receiver. We're going to have one. I still don't know if this is going to apply it to the surrounding ones. I guess we'll find out, right? Like, if this applies redstone signal to this item pipe, will that then apply it to the one next to it? I never understand how that stuff works. Redstone confuses me. Like, do I have to spread these out sort of like how I did the checker pattern over there? Maybe. Honestly, maybe. So we'll place these guys here. So these two. We're going to get another redstone receiver placed there. We want the arrow pointing towards them, obviously. Now, these all have different channels, I believe. Right-click with another transmitter or receiver to pair. So, if I shift right-click, now this is channel 11. Okay. So, I've got channel 11 on this button. I'm going to go ahead and go hook that up. I guess I could bring this compact machine into my room over there. So that I'm not running back and forth for no reason. And we can even just put it back later if we need to. So here we go. I could also put all of this stuff in the compact machine. Is that smarter? It is. Do I want to do that? I do. Alright, to make things a little bit smarter, I can put the compact machine right there. Because obviously it's part of our system. Here we go. There's our screens. Beautiful. I'll hook up the chests. Since we have such a large space, I will just space them out. Because that ruins that entire chance of it being an issue. We do need to give space behind it for the pipes. Okay, the chests are hooked up. I think that's the right configuration. We're going to place down our entangled block again here. You know, I guess we can put it a little closer. It doesn't need to be that far away. We're going to set up our little buffer system with the other chest. So chest here, pipe there. This guy's going to be extracting. He's going to be hooked up with one of these ones that we've configured. So, oh, not that one. One of these. Yeah, so redstone onward powered. That should be fine. And then, around the back here, I believe, is where the logic cables are going to go. Boom, boom, boom. So I'll pipe that up as we need it. The important thing, though, is the item interface and the item exporters. So item interface there. Item exporter on, say, these two for now. Then our variables. So one of them is going to be Which one's this? This is the brown lens. So we want to put that into export item brown lens. This one over here will be the light blue lens. There we go. And then just before, oh, it's already in there. What? Oh, I guess because it was already in the lens. And so we output it in here and then it went where it was meant to go. So at least now we know that part's working. So the brown one goes in there. Beautiful. Okay. What's next? It's still on when powered, yeah? On when powered, okay. So I'll need a redstone signal going into this. Oh, I think it goes based on what part of the block you click. So I can stand here, but if I place it on the right side of the block, the arrow points that way. So that's perfect. Where's our channel 11? I want to shift right click on here. Channel 11, so this is linked up. I then want to come over here. We're going to have it on this one, I guess. I guess we'll, maybe we'll just do a row of screens. That might be a little bit better. Let's scan them, make sure they're all linked. This first one is going to have this button here. Button. We're going to have it be, I guess just a button. We don't need it to be a toggle, I think. This one will be called empty. Label empty. So when we press this, it will send a redstone signal all the way to here, and it will empty this lens holder. So that's how that should work, and it should work. We'll be able to test it in a little bit. So if we want, we can just keep this right here. Like, this can just stay perfectly there. Label assignment left, yeah, that's fine. Well, actually, if I make this center, what does that do? Is that a bit better? Maybe. So next up is, well, next up. So we're going to have these guys. They're going to be extracting. We want to hook them up so they're redstone on when powered on both of these. Redstone on when powered. And now we can hook these up, and it shouldn't go in there, so that should be fine. We can get a redstone receiver here, and a redstone receiver here. This one will be linked up to, I believe this is light blue. Yep. So if we remember these, I can open this up, place this in, button, and call this light blue. We can make it centered as well. Light blue, beautiful. Let's grab this other button. Shift right click on this other one. This one is brown. So we're going to shift right click, place it in, and call it brown, and make it centered. Cool. How good's that? So far, so good. Now to do a test, currently brown is in there. Currently light blue is in there. I'm going to click light blue. Now if we come over here, light blue is not there. Brown is in there. This chest is empty. Double check. Light blue empty. Okay. Now if I click on empty, light blue should be in here. Once this guy catches up. See, so light blue's currently in there. We got to wait for his filtering to happen. There we go. And it's in here. Perfect. Perfect. Now I just need to do the same thing for all this. Alright, so I guess we'll make these as we need them. So at the moment, I'm wanting red. So we're going to go ahead and make a red one and set this guy up. So we've got red. The main thing to, like, continue hooking this up, in fact, what I should probably do is, like, finish hooking everything up, I guess, because that way, like, expanding it should be really easy. Unless, you know what I could do? We could run all the cables, like these ones at least. So I guess it's a bit messy. Yeah, we can run all these cables. We can also, I believe, put on the exporters, because they won't do anything until we give them a setting, right? So we can place all these, and if we look around the back, we can see which ones are on, because they're glowing, and which ones are off, because they're obviously not glowing. So this makes our expansion a lot easier. As for at the front, yeah, so as for over here, let me just say straight out, I'm sure there's a way to do all of this only using integrated dynamics, and possibly even just like within 1 or 2 chests. There's probably a way to do that, but this is my very, I guess, sketch way of doing it. So bear with me as we make it work. The front part is, I guess just as easy. All I do is place the pipes, but I just need to make sure that I apply the filter. So like some of the, oh, well, I guess it doesn't really matter because they're empty already, right? Yeah. I'm surprised that brown lens though didn't go into here during that split second that it could. That's a little weird. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, so that beautiful. Okay, that was the last one. All of these should be hooked up. They should be perfectly fine to connect. Hopefully, this doesn't create any lag or anything or any sort of mess like that. Boom, boom, and boom. How's that looking? That's pretty good. I'm going to break this one too just to keep things looking nice. Okay, wonderful. So all that's left, if we ever want to expand this, for example, right now, we are only going to need to bring with us a variable card, a lens, and a logic programmer, because we want to set item, the lens color, place in the variable card, and then pick where we want to put it. So, for example, I'll put red up here. So the lens goes in there. Oh, no, sorry. The variable card goes in there for the red lens. And then we place our red lens in there. And, oh, we also need to hook up the redstone receiver. How easily can that be done? I'm guessing like that. Yeah. So you know what? Maybe I should also place these as like the little template spots for them. So yeah, okay. Just to make it easier for me in the future to just expand this. We want it to be as accessible and simple as easy as we can. Okay, so here we go. This is a nice little frame. So all we need to do is place redstone receivers in those missing spots. And we also need button modules. So these guys here, we'll have to automate this as well just to make it easier as well. So our screen module goes there. We shift right click on it so they link. Channel 14. Oh, yep, channel 14. Then we come back over here, open this guy up, place in our button, call it red, and we can put it in the center. Beautiful. So now, what I suppose we should do is have something that tells us whether there's an item in here, right? So how can we do that with RF Tools utility? You know what? I think with an inventory screen module, so that's a chest, a black die, iron, and redstone, I believe I can I shift right click on this? And has that linked it? It says it's linked the entangled block. So we'll place it on here to see if it shows us. It just says entangled block, doesn't it? Slot index to show 1. Nothing. What we might do is actually entangle this module directly to the lens holder, if we can do that. So we'll fly over here. I'll shift right click on it. We'll double check that worked. So shift right click. This now says laser lens holder. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. Now if I open this guy up, place in our module thing here, unreachable. I think we need to use an advanced one. Sorry. Is that how this works? Inventory plus. What's the difference? Inventory screen, inventory plus screen. I think we want the plus. I mean, it uses ender pearls. Normally, when there's an ender pearl, that means that it works that way. Is this going to... Oh, it doesn't even want to take it. Inventory plus screen module. Inventory screen module. Is it because it's bound to stuff? I'm not too sure. We'll make a new one. A completely fresh one that isn't bound to anything. Because I couldn't figure out how to unbind the other one. Oh, yeah, okay. It's letting me make it. Sure. I'll go entangle that again. Alright, we're back once more. This time, it's still linked to the laser lens holder. It's an inventory plus screen module. In it goes. It still says unreachable, however. So it's not letting me do this interdimensionally. What do you think lets us do that? Is there some sort of... I mean, there's a creative screen. Is there like an advanced screen? I'm not really sure, sadly. I don't really know where to go from here. Screen link? Okay, we can do a bit of a change of plan. I want to try out this inventory checker. So similar to the previous recipes, but with a chest and a redstone comparator. Inventory checker. I'm going to place it on here. Okay. I don't know how to see if it works. Amount 1. Set the total of items. Okay. Checker. Output off. I think actually maybe I want it the other way around. Because I think it outputs a redstone signal when it detects something. So... if I place redstone there, currently there's nothing because I think the lens is actually empty. I want to put a light blue in there. Oh my god, it works perfectly. Oh my god. Okay. So then what I can do is I can get redstone, a redstone module, I think. Redstone screen module. Grab this guy. We're gonna, do I shift right click on that? I guess. I think this is gonna work. It's gonna be a little bit weird, but now if I open this screen, place in our redstone screen module. Oh, it says off. Is that because it actually is off? No, it's on. Okay. Positive text, label, negative text, label alignment, redstone dust, whether to show the exact level. Positive text, on. Negative text, off. Label, is empty. Oh, sorry, is empty. No, and then yes. Because if there's redstone signal, it should say no, it's not empty. Is it empty? Yes. Oh. And then if I press this, it's now no longer lit up, but this still says is emp. Yes. Okay, so that's not really working, is it? Huh. Okay. I guess we need to rebind this to something else specifically. What if I specifically pick the inventory checker? See if maybe that makes a difference. So we'll chuck it back in. It's showing the right thing now. Is empty? Yes. Okay. It is empty. Now if I put light blue back in it, we can see it's on now, but it still says it's empty. It still says yes there. It didn't change at all. Okay. Hold on. It says, or else, sneak right-click on the side of any block to monitor the redstone output on that side. So what we need to do is we need to specifically say this side. So shift right-click on that side. I think that should work. Let's have a look. I'm going to place this in. What does it say? Is it empty? Yes. Okay. I believe it is empty. We can also just have this here. I guess, you know, we could just have the lamp there and we could look if the lamp's on or not. But just let's see. So at the moment, it is empty. I'm going to put light blue in. It's now not empty, but it still just says yes. I don't understand. What am I misreading here? What am I misreading? Sneak right-click on a redstone transmitter or receiver to set the channel for this module. Or else, so currently we're doing the or else, sneak right-click on the side of any block to monitor the redstone output on that side. Okay. And it says monitoring, monitoring for this. The compact machine thing, we can click on this. The inventory checker is being monitored. And yet it does not seem to care. It's still saying negative. Despite it being clearly outputting a signal currently. I mean, I guess we can just look, you know? We can look. Alright, so here's the issue we have currently. Like, the is empty thing, honestly, we shouldn't even have it. We genuinely shouldn't. We should have it so that when I press brown, it should automatically empty it and place in the new one. That's how it should work. And it is possible to do that. It's possible to do that. It should be possible to do that, at least. What we essentially need to do, and I don't know how to do this, but we would need every single one of these redstone signals, so every single one of these receivers, to somehow all lead to the one over here. And I don't know how to do that. Yeah, I simply don't know how to do that. Alright, hold up. I have an idea. I have an amazing idea. It's phenomenal. The scope of this idea it's remarkable. It's truly remarkable. What we're going to do is we're going to extend each of these bits out by one, like so. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab these channels or these receivers like this, and I'm going to place it right back there. It's still the exact same channel, so it should still be linked up over there. It should still work. What we're going to do now is have a transmitter here. Oh, you should not attach. Okay, so the transmitter's here. So that should be fine. We need to have all of them lead to this, I believe. What I want to do. We're going to pick this guy up. All of the transmitters are going to lead to a receiver up here. So I'm going to shift right click to bind all of them. So this entire stack of cards are bound. One's going to go in there. And as you can see already, this is turned off, meaning it's not empty. Meaning it is empty. Meaning it's not empty. Meaning it is empty. Meaning it is empty. Huh. What have I done? Okay. Hold up. I think no. Wait. No. Wait. Maybe. Can I entangle this block and then place the signal there? Hold up. Now, if I press brown, does that work? No. What if I break this and do that? Let's see. Brown? No. It doesn't seem to want to put the thing in there. If I hold down brown? No. Can I make this a toggle? Turn on brown. Is that gonna... No. This doesn't send a signal to it. Ah, that's so annoying. Wait a second, hold up. I didn't even put the GPS card in there. So maybe it does work? Hold up. So this has two of them now. We can preview render and that'll do nothing. So at least now we know that nothing is working. If we then click on brown, is that going to work? Surely. No? Doesn't want to work still? Oh yeah, the answer is no. It won't work that way. Okay. Okay, that's fine, because I have a backup solution that I thought of. We're going to bring everything back again, right? And then we can do two things. One is we can see if maybe this is enough. Maybe this redstone will apply through there, and that might work. Well, I guess we'll see. So let's shift right click on this. Set it to toggle just so that we can see what happens. Turn it on. Okay, so that worked. As you can see, it's shooting the lasers. We actually are rendering it, I guess, to this block here, which let the redstone out, and it's also sending one here. Okay, and if I were to have redstone up here, that doesn't automatically trigger, which means we can get away with placing one of these up here. Okay, we'll obviously have to take these out, but that's fine. Okay, this should be working. Let's change this back to just toggle. So it's with a button press. We're going to place a redstone receiver here. Why is that still on? Okay. Okay, hold up. So this guy is empty. This guy has a brown lens in it. I'm going to press it once. It's on. It's off. The brown lens is taken out. It's taken out too quickly. How do we fix that then? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I've got it working. This is how we're going to have it set up. We're going to have the receiver here, sending a redstone signal into the transmitter, which instantly triggers the emptying. And then after a delay by this repeater, it then sends out the lens. So this should work. This should work. So all I need to do now is place my repeaters, like such. I'm actually going to place them on all of them. I'll place them on a few just for now, but I want to make sure this works before I, place all of them down. We're going to place this transmitter back. We're going to have our redstone receiver. Oh, make sure it faces the right way. Important step. And then what we might do is get, you know what? I think we only need one GPS card. We need it to be this one, the one that goes to the redstone receiver, because I think then it just carries the signal out manually. I think this is how it works. So I'm going to place one in here. Then what we're going to do, let's see. Currently, we can look in here. Empty. We have light blue. So I'm going to go ahead and press light blue. Like that. It turned off and it turned back on. Do you want to know why? Because, let's see, the brown lens is back and the light blue lens is gone. How cool is that? It worked perfectly. So with one button press on, say, brown, it goes ahead and it takes the brown out and it puts the light blue in. I pressed brown, didn't I? Shouldn't brown have put brown in? Brown is out. Huh, did that not work? Let's press brown again. Okay. No, it's not appearing to want to work. Why is that not the case? Okay, the repeater down there, I've sort of looked at it. It's on 4 ticks, like the same one as this. I don't know why they're not working. I did the light blue test and the light blue worked, but the brown is not wanting to do the thing. I don't know why. I honestly, I think it's just not emptying. Like, have a look. If I press brown, it doesn't empty at all. This one here. Why is that the case? This is hooked up. We can take this out, and it's going there. Let's double check. So it's saved. Place it back in. Let's see. Maybe that was the issue. Maybe it was a little bug there. So I click brown. No, it doesn't appear to want to do it. This guy should be fine. How do I know if he's working? Let's see. Let's get a redstone lamp. All right, you ready? I'm gonna hit brown and we're gonna sprint over. Okay, it did turn on. So the redstone signal is being sent. It's just, I don't know. I'm not sure what the issue is. Let me do a test here. I'm gonna break this item interface because maybe it's just they're happening too quickly. So let's press brown. There we go. We can see it worked. No, it does. It's not that it's going through the system too quickly. It's that it's not getting out of here. How odd is that? I'm not sure why that's the case. Both of the redstone delays are 4, so that should be fine. both of the interfaces here, on when powered, nearest first, whitelist. On when powered, nearest first, whitelist. I'm clueless. I don't know what's not letting it happen. How strange is that? I feel like we're doing everything correctly. Oh yeah, hold up. It should be emptying regardless. That's the issue, right? On when powered, nearest first, whitelist. The issue is that it's not emptying when this signal happens. That's the problem. This signal, for some reason, isn't transmitting into this guy for this specific situation, which is very odd. Okay. That might be fine. What we're going to do instead is figure out a way to delay that as well. So potentially what we need to do is add repeaters here. Maybe that'll do the trick. So once again, all we're trying to do is get the brown lens in. That didn't work. Let's add a big delay here. That didn't do the trick either. How odd. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is working. I'm not sure particularly why, but I think it's working now. So we'll place this in there. Currently, this guy's empty, and this guy has a light blue lens. I've hooked it up so that the redstone receiver goes here, sends its signal out over the top, into this block, so into the side of the block, which then powers the lamp above it and the pipe below it. And it appears to work. So we're going to press light blue. We're going to tap that. We should see all these lamps, yep, flicker. We should be able to look in the light blue chest. It's empty. The brown chest has a brown one in it. We're going to press brown again. Everything should work as it did before, although I didn't see that turn off again. Are you kidding me? How? This makes no sense. It has to be a bug of some sort, right? Right, guys? Oh, this is baffling. How is it possible that the light blue one works and the brown one doesn't when they have the exact same configuration? Let's walk through here and double check. Everything's the same. Why? Everything's the same. They go here. You can see the lamp light up for both of them. Like, look. If we press brown, we come over here. We saw that lamp light up. And yet, it remains and it didn't empty. Because we don't see... There's no light blue here. And there's no light blue there. But, if we press light blue... Let's have a look. You can see it empties it. It actually does the right thing. Light blue is back in here in a second. At least it should be, because this should be... And that's empty. Yeah, light blue's there. If I press brown, it can be input. So now the brown has been input in there. If I press light blue, it empties. Okay. So once again, you can see brown is there. Brown's back in. Light blue's not. We're going to press brown. Doesn't work. It refuses. There's no reason for it to refuse. It's identical. Right? Hold up. Something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. And I'll tell you what it is. For some reason, here, so this is entangled. This is entangled. These should stack. But they're not. That's the issue. Look at this. There's a slight deviation in both of these. Why? Look, they're both the same. They're both on the same block, but something is causing them to be different. And thus they won't stack. Okay. Can they only stack 15? Let's see. GPS. No, they can stack 43. I just held 43 in my hand. Oh, but even then, wait. GPS. I have 48, and I can... No, I am holding 48. Okay, I thought it was 43. Okay, we're going to put this extra one away. So now they're all here. I think somehow that was the issue. They've both gone in. What do we currently have? Brown. Okay. I'm going to press brown. It still doesn't work. If I press light blue, it works. I'm baffled. I want to wait for this to empty. Okay. We're going to press brown. It should be able to put them in perfectly fine. Yep, brown's in there. Then we're going to press light blue. Now, none of them work. Okay. Oh, wait. No. It did work. It worked perfectly. Because now brown is back in here. So when I press brown... Oh, when I press brown... Is it going to work? No, it's not. It's not going to work. I'm going to lose my mind. There's no reason for this. As far as I'm concerned, redstone transmitter, redstone transmitter. If I take this out, it stacks. If I take this out, it stacks. They're the exact same thing. They're going to the same place. They're doing the same thing. But then they're just like, no, we're not going to do the same thing. Why? Well, I don't know. You guys are seeing what I'm seeing, right? There's no way I'm missing something. It's impossible. It's impossible that I'm missing something. This, like... I've even gone ahead and I took the stuff out from on top. So it's completely identical as far as I'm concerned. We can even put the cobble back if we think that makes a difference. Everything is connected. The pipes are all connected. They're going into the same spot. There's nothing different happening. Brown is in there. I press brown. And then brown remains. This is the same. The power levels are 4 on both of them. You can see it's 4 on both. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. Let's double check. Negative 3070, 41, 2059. Negative 3070, 41, 2059. I don't understand. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I have placed a repeater on the top, as that's the only thing I can think that would fix it, and I think it's done it. So at the moment, I've done a little test. Light blue's not in there. Brown is. I am going to press brown. You didn't. No, you did. Okay. Oh, I thought I was getting trolled again. Light blue's in there. Brown's out. Perfect. We're going to test it again. Light blue. Okay. Already we know that worked, because light blue's not there. Brown is there, and the light's on. I'm going to press brown. Oh my god. Brown is not in there. Light blue is in there. And the lamp is on. Okay. How fun's that? How awesome is that? I hate everything. I think it's a server issue. I think it must just be a server connection issue. And so the repeater makes it so that the tick lasts a little bit longer and solves our issue. So, as I was saying, that's how it works, and we can hook this up for every single other one to get it ready. So it's important, by the way, that this one only has 1 tick, and these have 4, or else they'll, basically it won't work. They'll, empty while it's still trying to put stuff in, which you don't want, obviously. So, this is pretty much done, just these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's pretty much it. All that's left is the GPS data, which it's still going to the right one. We're going to place all of these down and place them in here. Okay, I've gone through. They all have things in them, so that should all be fine. I do need to expand this out so that we can place the receivers on them. But then we are good. We are good. This is it. You're looking at it. This is it. Okay, so for example, I should be able to set this up for, what did I put in? Red. So this is going to go here. I guess I can place the redstone on all of them. Oh. That's an issue. How do we solve that? I think I just placed this on top, and that will do it. Okay, there we go. That appeared to do the trick, placing these extra blocks to cut off the connection. So that appears to be fine. I still need to expand them out, don't I, for the actual receivers. Alright, so red was channel 14, so I should just be able to place that there, and this should work. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. I'm going to press red. We can run over here. Did it work? Well, red's not in there anymore, and the light's still on. The brown lens, I assume, will show up in a few seconds. Yep, we're good. Everything is working perfectly. Okay, so what have we learned? We've learned that what could have been simple had to be a lot harder because we had to add a bunch of like repeaters in everywhere, pretty much. Like, yeah, that's fun. This stuff isn't needed, so we can pick this up. The system works. Currently, it's in here, though. I would like to have it on a tablet. This whole empty side is useless, so I'm actually going to get rid of this. All we need are these ones. I know for a fact there is a tablet you can get from RF Tools, so I'm going to make one. How many things does it hold? It holds this many things. The question I have, though, is can I have the tablet show the entire information of like this screen as opposed to the individual things? I'm thinking we can, because like So this is the tablet. Tablet filled? Tablet, right click for information, sneak right click for tablet. Right click for information, sneak right. Yeah, I don't see a difference. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna shift right click on this. And does that help? No. I'm gonna right click on this. Open it up. Nope, that doesn't appear to do anything. Tablet? Tablet. I'm sure there's a way to do it. Like, look at this. Tablet screen. Like, it's clearly there's something here going on that I need to be able to do. I don't know how to make them. I know how to make the tablet. This just takes random bits, but then it's not used in anything. So I don't know how to make this other stuff. F1 for help? Is that going to open a website? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it did or not. No, it doesn't appear to have. I don't know. Maybe it shows it in chat. Hold up. Alright, press F1. Nope, that definitely didn't do it. It's just turning my stuff off. Okay. You know what? There is a guide. There's a technology guide. This guy should hopefully tell us how things work, although I'm not really seeing anything about screens here. Is it in utility? No. Oh, it is. The screen. Okay. We're mainly after the tablet, but... The screen link. Using right-click, you can link this item to a screen, and after that, place it in a tablet. This allows you to look at the screen from anywhere, provided the screen is chunk-loaded. Okay, hold up. Let's open our inventory. Screen link. Here it is. We're going to craft it. It's glass panes, an ender pearl, and some redstone. We are going to shift right-click on here, and it is now linked to that. We're going to open up our tablet, place in the screen link, and then when I right-click, we can see the screen. I don't appear to be able to interact with it. Why can I not do that? Alright, I've clicked on controls and my game crashed, so I'll be back in a little bit. You wanna see what's weird? None of this saved. In fact, did my fix save? My fix did save. But I still have, like, the tablet on me and stuff. So it's like the world didn't save properly, but my inventory did. A little bit weird, but I guess I'll set all this stuff up again. Because it didn't save correctly, I did have to make another one of these repeaters because the one in the world didn't exist anymore at all. A little bit weird, but I'm sure it's, I don't know, just a little backup bug. So I'm going to press red. That should work. And the red should be empty, and we should have the... Oh. No, well, it seems to... Huh. Wait, why is... Hold up. Did I grab the wrong one? This is what? Channel 11. This is channel 13. This is channel 12. Channel 11? This is channel 11. Red. Why is brown still in there? And how did red end up here? That makes zero sense. What? Okay, let's try this again. Red. Maybe I accidentally hit brown. You know, it could happen. Okay, red's back. I'm baffled. I'm gobsmacked. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. That is amazing. That is actually amazing. I'm stunned. Okay. Red is in here now. Is it? Yeah, it is. It's possible it was a visual bug. I was coming to make sure it was chunk loaded. I'm gonna be honest. I don't understand what is happening. Okay. You know what? I see what's happening. I do see what's happening. There's apparently one of our lenses gone missing. So I'm going to change this lens and make it be brown. So I'm going to open this guy up, chuck it in. Once again, this video, it's probably very long. It shouldn't have been, though. We had a fix, but then the fix decided it didn't want to be a fix anymore. And that baffles me. Okay, that just confuses me. So let's try this now. I'm going to press brown. And what we should get now is... Why is the brown lens in there too? Why is everything not working again? You were working before. Oh, wait. You're set to 1. You should be on 4. Why are you set to 1? Okay, hold up. We might be good. What's going on? Okay, let's try red. Okay, red seemed to work. Let's try brown again. And then we'll just end this episode because my god, I'm losing my mind. Okay, red's in here, which means it'll go in there. Brown's missing, which means it's on. Everything's working perfectly. Okay, we're going back to red though. I don't care. We're going back to red. That worked, right? I think it worked. I want to check something first. I want to go back to this void miner. And I want to see if it's possible that we can change this resource miner into a different one. In particular, what if I do multi-miner? Multi-miner. Like, why can I do one that's just called multi-miner? Is this going to be able to mine everything? That's what I'm sort of hoping for here. Multi-miner. I've chucked it in. Okay. Mineable drops. We've got ores. We've got alabaster. We've got crystals. I think this is it. We've got mycelium. Beautiful. This should be everything. And we have a red lens, which means we're going to get, like, red alabaster more often. It should also mean that we can get red stone. I'm going to look through here and see if that's on the list. Yeah, sure enough, it is at 20%. This is perfect. This is exactly what I want. Now, when I want a specific ore, I can change it. I couldn't get the tablet to let me toggle things. Let me know if that's a feature somehow, because I can't find it. And honestly, that's probably it. We'll probably wrap up now. Alright, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, hopefully you enjoyed this one. It started off strong, but then it just unraveled, and it was more difficult than it should have been. If you enjoyed, consider subscribing or liking the video. Either one, it's up to you guys. Or you can do both if you're feeling like it. And thank you to the people supporting the channel financially. We have Oracle, Skeletor Jacob, Oathus, Derpy Snow Luna, Mugs, and VRifty supporting me financially through links over on Discord. Like, I don't know whether they're just donating or whether they're getting something from it. And then thank you to Coolest, VRifty, and Mugs, who are channel members here on YouTube, courtesy of that little join button next to the subscribe button. You can check it out. I don't really offer too many things at the moment, but if there's something that you think that I could offer that you want, let me know. You can leave a comment or something. Yeah, we'll wrap this one up. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next one, and hopefully I won't be as nasally. Goodbye.